What's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to another episode of my Motorsport Manager career mode on the PC. Today we kick things off with the Canadian Grand Prix, and we can actually see we've got some forecasts for rain, so it's going to be a pretty interesting one, I think. But before we get to that, we've got some sponsors. We've actually got quite a few here, so we're going to start off with slot 6. Because, you know, it's a smaller one, so it might be an easier choice. So we've got Hypertech, Belim, I can't even say that. Barmina, I think, Shield. I can't pronounce names at all. You guys know that by now. Anyway, we're going to look at the actual money we're going to get. So upfront payment of 4 million for that middle one. 1.6 million and 500,000, but a fixed pay per race of 500,000 for 14 races long. That is a long-ass contract. That is a long-ass contract. So over the course of 14 races, that's going to get us 7 million plus the 500,000. So 7.5 million over 14 races. Whereas we're going to go for 12 races with 4 million straight off the bat, or Shield, which is 8 races, 1.6. I think the smart choice to do is the Hypertech, even though it'd be quite nice to get 4 million straight away, just kind of, you know, straight into the kind of bank, if you will. I think going long with 7.5 million, getting consistent money every single race, I think that's going to be the way to go. And, you know, they're rated pretty highly, so you would think they're a pretty good sponsor. So we're going to accept Hypertech and go for that long gain. So only 500k, half a million into the bank, that's fine. We'll look at the number 1 empty slots. So we've got Play Sport and we've got Dutch Air, which is actually that's a real sponsor, so I'm surprised they've actually got real sponsors in this game. Actually, that's actually pretty cool. Anyway, Play Sport, 7th or above, and we get a bonus payment of 600,000, and we get a 2.2 times for the United Kingdom, obviously the Guildford Grand Prix, I'm guessing, and we get an upfront payment of 450,000, or Dutch Air, which is zero, and a 300,000 per race, and no home bonus. Those two are pretty mediocre choices, so for now, I'm actually just going to leave it and just see what we might get in the future. I mean, we're looking pretty good with Transcentarctic and also the Moose, so I'm going to just stick with those two for now, and we'll just leave it, because we might get a better one. You never know. So we're going to move on. In terms of the car, not too much to do apart from just improve these last parts. In terms of reliability, everything's looking good. I guess we could probably spring for maybe this one and these two, perhaps. But really, in reality, it's not going to make much of a difference. We just slide this over. It's going to get done 15 minutes and 1 day before the race. Everything's getting done. Oh, actually, we've got a 77 here, so let's replace that with that one. But yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a fuss, really, to be honest, in terms of how everything's going with the reliability and stuff. But obviously, as I've said, I don't want to spend money on new parts at the moment, because I want to basically just have enough money for next season when we kick things off. Obviously, the best parts carry forward, so I'm kind of glad that we have a good rear wing there to help us. We've got some pretty decent kind of upgraded kind of front wings, brakes, and kind of gearbox are pretty mediocre. Suspension as well, a little bit mediocre, but I just don't feel like spending this money right now. I think it'll be better saved up for the start of next season, potentially, just to kick things off with a better base car. But yeah, apart from that, we'll kick on towards the Canadian Grand Prix and head into practice. Although we've got a bit of a dilemma here, so we've got Bauman trying to sneak information out of the garage. She might have been going to leak information. What should we do? Fine should suffice. We get a -25 from our chairman, -25 for mechanic relationship, but we do get nearly 400k in the bank, which is not too bad, So I'm going to take that, because I don't want to fire her. She's a pretty damn good mechanic. So we're just going to resolve that issue, take the fine money. It's fine. We'll gain back the chairman's trust. It goes down a little bit. It's still all good. We'll get it back, and our job security is still very secure, so that's fine. We've got a new sponsor here. It is indeed for the 3rd slot, so it might have been worth waiting. We've now got Nippon for 10th or above, 4 races long. Not much better, to be honest. These three are very, very poor, actually, compared to the 2 I've got right now. So I'm going to pass on that, really, because we don't need them. Also, by the time we end the season, we would have used all these other sponsors we've got anyway. So I think now, pretty much, we've got this simulation of the World Championship, but we've got nothing else really going on in the calendar, because if we look at the pretty much the calendar coming up, there's nothing till we travel to Vancouver. So let's get straight to that and skip ahead. So I'm going to go with 3rd or above, 1.2 million, play it safe a little bit, and with bonuses, we'll get into the green potentially if we do meet these targets. So we'll go for it again. In terms of the fit parts, we'll keep it the same it's always been, but it looks like it's going to be heavy rain pretty much for the entire weekend, practice, qualifying, and the race. Very, very surprising. We haven't had a weekend like that where it's been raining the entire time. So it's going to be a bit of a tricky one. I don't actually know fully how well our car will perform in the conditions. I guess we'll just wing it as usual. Right, so practice has just ended. Unfortunately, you can see by the graph, just about missed out on level 1, the intermediates. Very frustrating, very, very frustrating when the session timer comes out to end the session. Basically, all progress just stops, which is very, very frustrating. It means we don't even get level 1 on the intermediates because it was actually dry for most of that practice session. We got level 3 on the race trim, and we've got level 2 on the ultra soft. So looking good if there is a dry period in the race. If it's going to be a mostly wet race, then we're a little bit screwed maybe with no intermediate kind of trim. But obviously there was literally about, I would say, probably a good only 2 minutes or so of full intermediate runnings, I'd say, in that session, which is unfortunate because we got so close to actually getting that level 1 at least. That could have been something for the race, but it is what it is. So I guess we'll move on to qualifying, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, hopefully there will be a bit of a dry period because then we can use those ultra softs, but then at the same time, then there's a bit of a debate on whether we want, if we had got intermediate race trim, there would have been a debate on which one we chose, depending on the race weather, whereas now we're pretty much forced to choose the ultra softs, and I guess we kind of pray for some dry period, I guess. Right, qualifying time. So, at the moment, it's looking like it's dry because they're both on ultra softs, but it is going to get wetter later on in the session. But I think I'm going to try and take this qualifying because if it's dry at the moment, maybe we could sneak in a dry tyre time right at the beginning. Whereas if we take an instant result, perhaps the game might just sim it as a wet session because obviously on average this session is going to be wet because you can see literally there within 2 minutes it's going to start raining in this session. So if we're quick enough, we could get them out for one quick lap on these ultras, and that'll be it maybe. And that might be good enough to really get us up there, because usually I just don't think we're going to get a third or above if we just take a result, because on average the game will look at our car, it'll say our car's pretty poor, so we just won't get there like last time. So let's try this. We'll risk it. For the second race, we'll definitely take qualifying. We'll take the result, the instant result, just to kind of have a bit of balance there and see what's better. But for this one, I think it might be worth it just to try and sneak in a dry time. Right, I'm going to send Balcazar straight out. Send out. Click that as fast as I can. Ultra softs. Car set up. Yeah, that's fine. Excellent. 99%. Wow. 99% on the inters that she did on in practice, I think, apparently. So that's absolutely amazing. We got 3 excellents for the first time ever. All right, continue out. Send out. Send out Cruz as well at the same time. 95. Not as good as Cruz. Not as good as Balcazar, I should say, but still good enough. Going to send them out as well. Continue on that. So let's get this as fast as we can here. Let's get this into a semi sort of optimum position here. Okay, it's going to be cold for her. We're going to now speed up Cruz. Cruz is going to have less time to optimize it, but he's got sweeter spots as well, remember. So the rain starts to come down, but Balcazar's already started her timeout, and Cruz has got good. So let's see if this will get us a good enough lap, potentially, if other people do not set a good time on these damper conditions. Remember, Balcazar just had like maybe half a sector in the first sector of dry conditions before the rain started to really come down. So let's see what she does. She's in second. Okay. Let's hope and just pray that we curse everyone, that everyone has a worse lap now, because the track is really starting to get damp. You can see water on track quite a bit now as it rapidly goes to the intermediates. And for now, Balcazar is in second. Cruz, you can see the difference. There was literally just a tiny, like, a sector difference between Balcazar and Cruz going out on the lap, and Cruz is down in 7th now because of that. So that actually caused a huge difference. Balcazar just being that little half or sector ahead on track before the rain started to come down. So at the moment, it looks like she's in second, and with everyone unable to probably set better times, I would say, you would hope that no one can set a better time now, because look how damp it is, and the water on track's nearly 100%. You could say, I think we've maybe got this in the bag. We've maybe got second place in the bag, which is going to work out exactly how I wanted it to. And Cruz in 7th, which is not too bad as well. So let's just sit here in the garage and hope that no one sets a lap time right at the end there. Actually, it might be worth for us to send them out. If we send them out just in time, I wonder, maybe with 1 minute to, about 1:30 to go, we could get in another lap time in the dry potentially. Right, yeah, I'm going to risk it. We're going to send Balcazar out again. We can use these sets because in the race, we're going to have probably wet tyres, I'm guessing, because it did say it was going to be a full wet race, so let's see about that. But we might as well send them out and see if we can improve right at the death if it gets dry enough. I don't think it will. Actually, it'll be a little bit damp, but we may as well go out and send them anyway, just in case, just to cover ourselves off. Okay, we've got 5 seconds to go, and both have just come across the line to start new laps. And you can see that water on track has completely gone down, so hopefully they can finish their lap times. I don't think it'll actually be faster, unfortunately, for us, but still, it's going to be second. No one said a better lap time, obviously, in the inters and wets, so really good for us. And actually, no, she does improve. She does improve, and she gets pole! Balcazar goes to pole position, and Cruz gets pole! Cruz gets pole. It's the first time Cruz has qualified her. Legitimately, it's a 1-2. Oh, boy. What a strategy that has been. 1-2 in qualifying. That is amazing. That is awesome. That means we get pole position points, I think. That's awesome. Cruz gets his first pole of this series. That is absolutely amazing. Great stuff, Cruz. Balcazar second. Get in there. Great strategy. Great strategy. That worked an absolute treat. That's exactly what I wanted. Right, on to the race. So we can get another 600k if we do good enough to get third or above. At the moment, it's going to start off intermediates, actually, interesting enough. And on the water and track, it's going to start getting quite heavy, actually. So that will be full wets by the time we reach to about lap 4, I would say. So that is a bit of an interesting situation, because could we risk it, potentially, and put one of them on the wet tyres? Maybe. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Would it be worth the risk? Will they go really, really that slowly on the wets right at the beginning? I'm not too sure. I don't think I want to risk it, because we've seen in the past it was maybe not worth it. But anyway, in terms of what we're going to go for, well, we can't really do much apart from ultra soft and race trim. We could go risk taker, -15. Mistake time, but lately they've been pretty good in the pit stop, so really we're just forced to choose these two. We can't do anything else, so I'm pretty much hoping that it does get drier towards the end of the race. That would be great for us. In terms of the fuel, what do we want to fuel them on? We could go really long on the fuel, because if it's gonna keep on raining, we don't want to really make another fuel stop. So I would say for the first time in a while, we just go for the heaviest fuel out there. 25 laps of fuel. Don't need to make a fuel pit stop then. You know, when we make our first pit stop for full wets, and we can just keep on going there. So for the first time, I'm gonna probably go with a full tank of fuel, and that means we can push the engine though the entire time. That we'll have enough fuel to do that. So yeah, let's go for that. Let's see. It definitely will go to wet. You can clearly see that by the time we get to around lap 5. It's just about what happens afterwards and what everyone else does. But I'm feeling good. Let's try and convert this 1-2 to at least a double podium, I would hope. At least, no matter what, we need to get third or above. That's at least one thing we have to do. We have to finish that 600k, and for the first time in a while, get green in terms of our finances after a race. Right, we go to the Canadian Grand Prix from 1 to a front row lockout on the grid. 5 red lights, and we are away, and it's a slow start for Balcazar, and you gotta say that's probably to be expected, because I think most of the AI don't fill up on full tanks. I think they go lower tanks like we've done a lot of the time, so we've gone full tanks thinking for the rest of the race. But we'll go aggressive on both right now, because there's no point saving the inters, because you can see already it's starting to rain, and it's going to rapidly start to rain anyway. So we're going to have to go into full wets pretty damn soon. So Balcazar, unfortunately, is down to 4th. Meanwhile, Cruz actually doing a fantastic job, still in first place here. He's getting caught a little bit by second and third Costa and Zarate, but hopefully he can try and maybe keep it in the top 3. Balcazar, though, saying that, she did fall down to 4th, but she's keeping her own in 4th. She's getting a bit of a gap to 5th, at least, so that's pretty good, as Cruz now gets haggled for first place there. He does lose it, so he's down to 2nd, but as the rain starts to come down, could we risk it right now and go onto a set of wet tyres, as Cruz actually stays in first place, so he's done really, really well there. So could we risk it with Balcazar, maybe? Cruz, we won't risk. We'll keep him out for one more lap, actually, and follow what everyone else does. But could we risk it with Balcazar? Go on wet tyres right now at the end of this lap, and try and get a jump on everyone, potentially. I think that might be worth it. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We're going to slow this down. We're going to come in right now for a set of wet tyres for Balcazar. Try and catch everyone out a little bit. Jump them. No fuel. No, we don't need to refuel. We've got max efficiency there. Fast pit stop. Going to pit in right now with Balcazar. Cruz will continue out. So it looks like everyone is pretty much continuing out. So this is a bit of a risk, but I think it could pan out by the end of this lap. She could gain a lot of time here on the wet tyres when it gets too wet. Meanwhile, Cruz definitely coming in at the end of this lap for wet tyres. No need to fill up on fuel. Pit strategy fast. Pit stop. So he's going to come in then this lap. At the moment, he's still in first place, which is very, very good. And meanwhile, Balcazar comes out in 19th place. You can see the water and track gain some time there. And let's see if she can gain some time now at the end of this lap. Rain's really coming down now, so Cruisers definitely have to come in for the wet tyres, and I think a lot of people are going to be following us. Yes, a lot of people do. Some people actually risk it and go on the Inters still, but Cruisers out in what will be 7th place at the moment. Balcazar in 10th, so the risk sort of half worked, I guess, in a way. She's in 12th at the moment, so I would say it's sort of half-heartedly sort of worked. Let's see how many people drop down because of these Inters runners. So Cruz at the moment back into 1st place. Balcazar will go up into what will be 10th place. So really in hindsight, that risk has not worked. But, you know, we went for it. What's life without a few risks? You got to go for it. And, you know, sometimes you make a few mistakes. But Cruz is still in 1st place. Balcazar will just continue to push her on. We'll bring this down to, I would say, push just to try and keep the tyre temps kind of at a reasonable level. What's the gap, actually, between 2nd and 1st? Ooh, it's not too close. What are they on? They're on pushing, actually, so let's continue pushing, actually, because everyone is doing the same strategy. Everyone's pushing on these tyres. And you can see, ooh, it's going to rapidly dry out, actually. It's going to rapidly dry out, so we're going to go back onto Inters, and then potentially the dries. So, okay, we're going to have to time this correctly then. Probably not at the end of this next lap on lap 7. Probably at the end of lap 8, I would say. It'd be time to come in onto the Inters. Oh, Balcazar locked up. She's lost a heap of tyre time there. And so she's going to go very, very slowly. So do we make another risk and try and go on to Inters? Because at the moment, she's not looking very, very good. Let's pit on. Let's make another risk. Inters, options, not going to fill up. Pit strategy fast. So her strategy of pushing has not worked. She lost a heap of tyre wear there. Meanwhile, Cruz is still pushing on to lap 8. And he can come in at the end of this lap. Virtual safety car. That might help Balcazar a little bit onto the Inters now. So we're going to go on to push there. Keep that a little bit neutral. But the water's going to rapidly come down on track. So do we pit onto Inters right now for Cruz? Or do we stay out on the full wets? I don't know. Ooh, this is the last chance to say. Are we going to do this? Are we going to do this? The water's still going to be pretty damp out on track. I say we maybe stay one more lap with Cruz and maybe play it safe potentially. I'm just not too sure because this could backfire straight away with 2nd place man coming in for Inters. Do we do it? I think we have to. I think we have to pit onto Inters. I think it's time. I think it's time. Fast pit stop. Come in at the end of this lap. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. I think it's time. I think it's time. Yep, 2nd place man thought it was time as well. So I think we made the correct strategy. There was a mistake, though, on the pit stop there. Unfortunately, Cruz will come out in 6th place. Balcazar is in 8th. So in all of that, Balcazar did gain some time there, actually, because she's in 8th place. You can see the gap between them is not too bad. So she did gain some time there. And Zarate, because of that pit stop we made, the mistake we made on the pit stop, he's now overtaken Cruz. So in a net 2nd place this will be for Cruz. You can see, though, it's going to get dry quite rapidly. So it's worth maybe keeping these guys on the pushing, on the tyres, and definitely on the overtake for the engine mode. Right, at the moment, 20 laps to go. Cruz is catching 1st place at the moment. You can see the pace is looking very, very decent. You can see visually, it looks like he's definitely catching the guy up ahead. And Balcazar's made a move, and she's up into 5th place, so good work for her. Dampness on track is going down, so probably at the end of lap 13, I think this lap now, lap 13, Cruz has a fast lap to Grand Prix. Lovely stuff. Ooh, gets very close to 1st. But I think at the end of this lap, it will be time to come in, I think, potentially. I think it'll be good enough. He goes up into 1st place, so now we're leading this Grand Prix, and now we need to make a decision here. Do we come in at the end of this lap? My tyre deck's very, very bad. I know that. Do we come in and then this lap? It's going to be still damp, but I think it's worth coming in now at the end of this lap for a set of dry tyres. Definitely for Balcazar, potentially. Could stick Cruz out for a little bit longer just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. It's a close call, but I'm going to pit him onto Ultras. We'll pit him onto Ultras. Ultras will only go 10 laps. We've got 7.5, so we'll go 11 laps of fuel. Park condition don't need changing. Fast pit stop for him. And Balcazar will also pit in. Ultra Softs will also go for 11.8, so we can use the fuel, but the tyres will wear out accordingly. And with about, what's that? We'll be pitting in on lap 14. So we'll have about 15 laps left. So that works out just enough for a very, very aggressive 2 other stops in this race. Right, Cruz comes in. Looks like Zarate continues on. Lots of people continue on. So we're making a bit of a bold decision here to come in for these Ultras. So let's hope this works out for us. We really need to hope this works out for us. Right, so it did work out for us. Cruz go up into first place, sets fast up the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Balcazar is up into second place now. She's overtaken Zarate, who's on super soft tyres. So at the moment, she just about holds her own here at the moment. So looking very, very good. I'm going to go to high on the fuel mixture for Cruz and try and stretch this stint out a little bit, while others try and attack, basically, and use Balcazar as a bit of a blockade for him to continue to conserve this set a little bit. Meanwhile, Balcazar's just going to push on, trying to get the gap to the person behind. Meanwhile, we've got some other people taking the fast laps of the Grand Prix, but at the moment, we're looking very good. We'll go down to high for both of them. We'll actually go down to neutral now for her, try and save this a little bit and stretch this out as much as we can, but looking very, very good at the moment. Right, at the moment, Balcazar is being caught by third place Costa, but you can see Costa is using overtake rich mix, whereas we're on high. We're on the same driver strategy in terms of the tyre wear, so if he does overtake us, it won't be too bad, because he's technically burning a lot more fuel than us to overtake us, so I would expect him to maybe overtake us, and we're trying to extend this fuel a little bit, although we've only got 46% of tyre left, so we actually could probably afford to go to overtake now, and really push on that. Meanwhile, Cruz 43%, a little bit better on the tyres, trying to stretch this out a little bit more. It could be worth going for overtake now for him as well, because I think probably from 39%, you would say probably about 3 laps left on those tyres, so that's just about good enough for the tank. So with 11 laps left, this is going to work out just about, and you can see Costa there, I think he's going to come in at the end of this lap, so I think it might be worth to start really pushing both these things and really get a move on here and try and push as hard as we can for one more lap. Right, Balcazar definitely has to come in for another set of ultra soft tyres. We've got how many laps left? 9 laps left remaining, so we're going to go for... We'll go 9 plus... Oh, that'll be 11, so we'll go 10. How much fuel should we put? What's our engine condition? 69%. Okay, we can afford to go a little bit, one more lap, and then be on rich mix basically the entire time. Okay, so she definitely has to come in. Cruz... What's his lap times like? Minus 5:02. Is he going to set a better... Oh, no, he's not going to set a better second sector time, so let's definitely pit in for him as well. We'll put on 9... We'll put on 9 exactly there. Go a little bit more conservative for him on the fuel mixture, and we'll go for a balanced pit stop. So 8 seconds less, but less of a risk that he makes a mistake and holds up Balcazar then subsequently in the pit stop. So here we go. Please, please, please. No mistakes, guys. No mistakes, because Balcazar's coming in just now. Good stuff. Good stuff. She doesn't get held up. Good pit strategy. Awesome stuff. So let's go high, and we'll go on push for now. And we'll go on excess overtake for now. And we'll go on pushing, because Balcazar does come out in third place behind Costa. But Costa has been out for one more lap. So he'll have older tyres. And we're on a bit of a fast rich mix, because we have got more fuel to burn. So let's burn that fuel, try and catch up to him. Right, so we've kind of put Cruz on autopilot. I'm going to keep on checking this and should check when we've got just about enough laps left for this Grand Prix. So right now we're just focusing on Balcazar, trying to catch second place Costa. She is doing that. She'll have enough fuel, and her tyre wear looks pretty damn decent still against his. I think we need to try and make this move on this lap, I would hope, I would like, because otherwise then the tyres will get a little bit tricky. So let's go down to neutral. Save these tyres a little bit. If she can just close up, and then we can go and overtake for just a little bit to try and overtake him, and then we can go back down to neutral. But I'd really like it. Come on, come on, come on. We can do this. Really close, really close. Go on overtake mode. Try and get him. Try and get him. Come on, come on. Yes, going round. Oh, so close. So close. You go down to neutral at the moment. We can't afford to wear any more tyre wear, so we'll keep on neutral now and just hope her fuel can try and let her overtake, basically. But at the moment, Costa is defending very, very well. Very, very well, because we're getting backed up now, actually, into 4th place. Come on, come on, come on. Getting so close. So close. At the moment, he's on conservative, or he was. He's now on pushing for a little bit on neutral. But Balcazar is still going on the overtake rich mixture. We've still got enough fuel. 3 laps to go. We'll just have enough fuel now. We have to go medium now. We'll just have enough. We'll have a little bit extra to push right at the end there. But, come on. We're getting so close. Push a little bit more. Push a little bit more. Push a little bit more. He's surely got to wear out his tyres. He's surely got to wear out his tyres. His tyres are going. Surely we're on conservative to really try and kind of basically reverse engineer this. We're going to conserve while he wears out his tyres, pushing still. He's now on conserve now. So if we go to neutral now, we've got a bit of tyre life in it. We've got a little bit of excess fuel just about. So we'll make it to the end of this lap. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Surely, surely. We've got a neutral now. Come on, we're so, so close. We're so, so close. Overtake mode. Let's push the tyres. Let's keep on going. Come on, come on. Come on, overtake mode. Come on, let's burn the fuel. Let's try and catch him. Come on, come on. Last corner. Come on, let's try and do this. Oh, it's going to be so close. And we're just going to miss out on a 1-2. Ah. So close. God damn it. We didn't get second, but we've got first. We've won another Grand Prix. We've won the Canadian Grand Prix. That is awesome. That is awesome. We've got a double podium, like I said, so some boxes ticked there, some boxes ticked, but so frustrating. Just at the end, that Costa guy just about kept it on there. We were so close. Balcazar just couldn't get the job done there and overtaking, but first and third, that is an awesome way for the first race of the episode. That's awesome. We also get a pole position bonus for Cruz, obviously. So pole position there, some points there. So first and third, that was a really, really nice race. That is awesome. So that means Balcazar is in fourth still, but Cruz now moves up into sixth with that race win and pole position bonus points. So 11 points gap between the two drivers. And in the constructors, we are now in third place. We've overtaken, we're now 11 points ahead, and we're only 9 points behind second place at the moment, which is Velan Racing. So looking very, very decent with 3 races to go. So that was pretty much the perfect race. I guess you could say nearly. Could have been perfect with 1-2. Unfortunately, Balcazar just couldn't get it at the end there. But, wow, that was a really, really nice race. Really nice race. Oh, we got a new unlock for Bauman, I think. Look, what's this going to be? New unlock. Quick fix is level 2. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So they increase in performance a little bit. And we're plus 600,000. Look at that. That is awesome. That's exactly what he'd like to see. Yes, it is. Very, very, very nice. Right, so we got some money here to play with, and I did say I was going to make the upgrade if you guys wanted it for the gearbox, I believe it was, potentially. I think it was the gearbox, because the gearbox would be useful. Obviously, engine spec is fixed, and we've got new rear wings, so really the only thing we can improve is that gearbox. So I did say I would make a new gearbox if you guys wanted it, and a lot of you guys did. And now we've got the extra money to actually make that extra gearbox. So let's go for plus 20 on the acceleration there. So that'll cost us 1,050,000. So that's not too bad. So I'll confirm that. That'll get built, hopefully, in 11 days. So that'll be just before the race, I hope. So let's see about that. Okay, so the new gearbox is here, so we fitted that to Cruz's car. We improve the performance and the reliability. I've gone for more towards performance because that will get done just before the race starts, 43 days after. So I'm going to basically skip a few days ahead. Let's see how much the reliability goes up on this gearbox. If it looks like it'll get to about 70% in time for the race, I'll leave it at this. If not, we'll budget a little bit more towards reliability. But I also want to try and get the performance up. So for now, we'll go with 1 hour before the race in 36 days. Let's see how much it improves by. Right, we've got a new vote started now for the GMA. This time it's about very high merit payments. Okay, I don't know what this is about. There's a huge difference in prize money, okay, to the top and bottom teams, rewarding the top teams at a much greater rate than the small teams. This rule will benefit higher ranked teams like, well, my team, it looks like, because obviously we're in the top 3 at the moment, so it would benefit us. So actually, I am going to be against, wait, actually, what is this? Do they want to change it? They obviously want to change it, so we're going to be against it. We want to not have this change put forward. This is worded really, really funny. I can't tell which way the question's being asked. Like, it's just a statement. It's not even a question. There is a huge difference in prize money awarded to the top and bottom teams. Rewarding the top teams at a much greater rate than the small teams. Is it saying this rule? This rule here they've stated. So I'm for it. I'm for this rule. I'm for this rule. So we'll go +2 on 4. I'm for this rule. A huge difference in prize money because I want the higher prize money for next season. Because as much as I was a smaller team, well, we're now in 3rd. So I do want the higher money. So, yeah, I'm for. I hope this is correct. Because otherwise, I'm calling bullshit. Because this is very badly worded. But continue. I'm for it. Right, I don't know what happened there. It's rejected, so I don't know. The vote was rejected, so which means the very high merit payments will not be implemented in the 2019 season. Okay, so that's a bit of a shame. So even though we had +2 for that rule change, we still got outvoted there. So the rules at the moment on 2018, what does it say? There is a large difference in prize money right now for this season. Okay, so at the end of this season, we should get a higher merit payment than if we had finished like 5th in the constructors. For next year's rules, the only thing that's changing right now is Vancouver with Milan. So, is this... I'm guessing this default change? That was such bad wording. I can't tell what's... That mail doesn't even... It says not implemented. Surely if it's not being implemented, it would now say, next year's rule changes, there will no longer be high merit payment. Because at the moment, there's high merit payment. So confusing. Alright, anyway, never mind. We'll continue on developing that gearbox, and then we'll go to Phoenix, which we do have a bonus for, I believe, for the sponsors. There we go, the bonus pool of 5.6 million if we get second or above here at Phoenix, because of the kind of perk of them where they're hosted. So, in terms of the fit parts at the moment, it's looking all good. We're giving the new gearbox to Cruz, and the old one to Balcazar. Although, actually, I might want to swap that, to be honest. Even though Cruz won the race last time, Balcazar is still the better driver. So I'm going to give her the better gearbox. It's poor reliability, though. We only got it up to 54%. So there's a chance it might conk out a little bit and be quite bad in the middle of the race. But we'll try our best to kind of handle that at the moment. But that's how we're going to go. We definitely have to try and get second or above, because that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to get paid out. I mean, obviously, that's split between qualifying, I'm assuming, as well. So we need to try and do well in qualifying as well. So actually, I might not take the instant result. I might actually take qualifying just to try and get second place desperately for this qualifying session. So as we come to the end of the practice session, a very, very good practice session. You can see setup feedback, very, very good for Cruz. All 3 excellence there. And looking pretty good for Balcazar. 2 excellence and a great. We've got level 3 on soft tyres and race trim, and level 2 on medium tyres. So we've got a bit of flexibility of what we actually do for the race ahead, depending on where they finish, depending on what the speeds are like, basically. So really, it's all about qualifying, trying to get that right, and trying to get second or above, which is going to be very, very tricky. I do understand that, especially this circuit, being an oval, probably going to be tricky to get some clean air. Probably, so it's going to be a little bit tricky, but I really don't think we can get second if we were to take the result, instant result. I don't think we can get second if we just do the simulation result, so I think we have to take qualifying to try and get this money. We have to go for it. Even if one of them gets second and the other one doesn't, I think it'll be better than both of them just getting, you know, like 5th or 6th or 10th or 9th like last time, because... yeah, like, we just need to do it. Last time when we did the instant result, which was, I can't remember, 3 races ago, it was consistent, but it just didn't work out in terms of getting the sponsor objective. So, in terms of our attributes, we're obviously going to go with the soft tyres, and we can't go for race trim, so I don't know, may as well go for medium tyres on that. I don't know, we can't really choose anything else. And then soft tyres and sweeter spots for Cruz. That's actually an interesting thing, actually, to note. We've got the light-footed medium tyre for Balcazar, so it could be worth actually using the mediums for once in the race with her, because she's got that trait. So far, we've had like softs and super softs and ultra softs pretty much for most of the season now, since the very beginning, so it might be worth actually going on the mediums for her into the actual race. But in terms of qualifying, obviously we're on the soft tyres, and the same for Cruz soft tyres. There we go. And let's get out there and try the best we can. We're going to take qualifying to try and get this 2.8 million. That's a lot of money on the line. Right, we'll send Balcazar out. I'll give a little bit of a time gap, and I'll now send out... No, actually, I'll wait a little bit longer. I want to make sure we get this done. Right, slow her down. Go now, go now, go now, go now. We've got some time here. We've got some time. Ooh, it's going to overheat a little bit, but... frick's sake. She's going to get held up on a lap, I think, unless this guy continues to go fast. Meanwhile, let's send Cruz out now. Unless the guy ahead of Balcazar continues to go fast, she's going to get held up a little bit. Let's see. Actually, it might work out for some slipstream, potentially. I don't know. She comes across the line. It's going to be second place at the moment. Okay, where is Cruz? Where is Cruz? Has he got a gap? He's got a bit of a gap here. So let's go fast. Let's slow it down now. Okay, let's go fast now. Let's go fast now. Go, 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 go. Don't let the car behind us through. Don't let them through. Don't let them through. Overheated on both those things, but I was concentrating getting him a gap. Oh, God. Okay, send Balcazar out again. Another set of soft tyres, send out. Get Balcazar a gap. Just behind this guy. Just behind this guy. Oh, there's a lot of gap now with Cruz here. Go now, go now, go now. Let's push this. Get this into a good optimum region. Overheated the brakes. It's going to be perfect tyres, though. And so Balcazar, let's watch her lap. Is she going to get held up? Oh, I think she might have not. just about. We'll send Cruz out anyway now. Tyre choice. Another set of soft tyres. There you go, my man. Let's see. Balcazar, is she going to get held up? No, she's not, but she's not going any faster than her previous lap time. She's not got any draft from anyone, or I should say like slipstream for anyone. So she did not get like a little boost there. But at the moment, where are we on this spectrum? Good and perfect. Where is Cruz? Is he going to get held up? Don't think he will do. He actually might get some slipstream at the moment, though. We're in third, so not good enough at the moment. We've got time, though, to send Balcazar out again. So let's send her out again. The track grip's going to go up, so let's actually wait a little bit. Let's wait for Cruz's lap time. He does get held up. Bring him in. Bring him in. Yeah, there we go. All right, let's wait for the track grip to go up even more. Okay, let's send her out now. Another set of soft tyre. Send out. And we'll send out Cruz a little bit later. Let's continue on. Make sure we get this correct. So slow this down a little bit. Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push. Push, 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 push. Even more. Oh, she can get held up. All right, Cruz perfectly. He's got a bit of a gap now. Perfect time to go out now. Perfect time to go out. Go, go, go. Oh, qualifying ended. Oh, fuck off. Qualifying ended. Oh, 5th and 9th. That's still actually not too bad. That is better than the instant result got us 3 races ago. But, we missed out on 2.8 million. We missed out on 2.8 million there. That is very, very, very tough to swallow. But we can get another 2.8 million in the race if we get second or above. But that is so frustrating. So frustrating. Right, race time. I think I'm definitely going to go with medium tyres for Balcazar. Actually, what should we go in? Should we go race trim and light-footed? Race trim and light-footed. We've only got level 1 on light-footed, so it might be worth going level 2 in mediums like that. Unless this really boosts it quite a bit. So, what should we go for Balcazar? What should we go for? I'll go race trim and medium, just because this is level 1, whereas we've got level 2 on medium tyres here. So I don't know if it's actually going to be worth it there. Whereas for Cruz, we'll definitely go on the soft tyre and race trim, because we'll go aggressive with him. So, to start off, they'll both be going on the soft tyres. It looks like it's going to be a trial race. That's good. In terms of the fuel, soft tyres will only go 12 laps. So, let's fuel them up for... I'll fuel them up for 13 laps. Actually, let's go 12 on the dot, because they're going to burn out the tyres as well on the very first stint. For Cruz, we'll go a little bit longer. So, let's go for 13 laps, maybe. 13 laps there, and try and go a little bit more conservative on the soft tyres at the beginning. That's what we're going to go for once more. Driver strategy, obviously, attack and overtake, attack and overtake. Right, let's go to 5 red lights for the USA Grand Prix. It is crucial we try and get second place here in this Grand Prix today. 5 red lights are out and we're underway. And Balcazar makes an okay start. She's still in 5th place because we can see 4th place, man. Costa going up to 2nd place. What a lightning start for Costa there. Balcazar in 5th still. Cruz down to 10th, unfortunately, actually. So that's a little bit wary, but we're obviously going to go conservative with him actually quite early on. So might be okay. It might work out okay. Balcazar is battling for 5th. She's lost it to 6th place at the moment. So going down the order a little bit, we'll continue on for probably 3 more laps. I would say maybe at a push, at lap 8. Probably pitting around then. At the moment, though, nowhere near 2nd place. So we do need to keep on getting a move on here. Meanwhile, with Cruz, we are going neutral on the tyres. And he's overtaken someone, so it might be working for him, having a bit better tyre wear at the moment here. Whereas Balcazar's just going to continue pushing on compared to everyone else around her. Right, we're going to come in. We'll come in for the medium tyres now. Okay, we need to remember that. Balcazar, we're going long here. So the mediums will only go 16 laps. So we'll put in 16 laps of fuel. What's our engine like? Not a 94. I'll put in 17.7 just in case. Just in case we want to use some rich mix a lot. Fast pit stop, come in. Right, Balcazar is down in 16th place at the moment. But she went 1 lap longer there. So looking okay. We're now going to go attack on Cruz. We're going to go on neutral here. Going to go on high fuel mixture. And we're playing the long game with Cruz. We're playing the really long game with Cruz. Meanwhile, with... I said Cruz there, I meant Balcazar. Meanwhile, with Cruz, will come in. I think he just ran out of fuel, unfortunately. Fuel, we'll put in 12 laps. 13 laps of fuel. Park condition, pit strategy fast. Right, Cruz is into the pits. Fast pit stop for him. Good, good, good. He's going to come out. And he's just going to come out in... Oh, just behind... Balcazar, just behind Balcazar. How close is that? We need to get a move on. And Balcazar needs to allow teammate through. Yep, allow him through. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. Continue on and race. Actually, I'll keep that on just in case she catches up to him. But we're going to push on with Cruz on overtake mode on the fuel. And push, push, push. Okay, Cruz is caught up to 4th place at the moment. Meanwhile, Balcazar's done 8th, probably struggling a little bit, but we're going very, very conservative because her tyres really wore out quite fast, actually, right at the beginning of the phase. Surprising, so we're on conserve at the moment for her, trying to stretch that medium tyre stint out, which should go a lot longer than I hoped. Meanwhile, with Cruz, though, he's got great pace against these medium runners. The medium tyre really is a lot slower, actually, it's looking like. Right, Cruz catching up to 1st place. 1st place struggling a little bit, going very, very long. He's on conserve. And on the fuel mixture, not pushing very much. So Cruz goes ahead, and we can continue like this and push on even more. Attack, and really push these tyres now for the in-lap. Right, we're going to pit in at the end of this lap now. So what do we do? Oh, okay, we just got... That looks just about enough new for another set of soft tyres. So once again, we'll go for... What was that? 12? We'll go... Yeah, 12.77 laps of fuel. Pit in fast. So just about a new set. A little bit of scrubbing on this set of soft tyres. That's fine, that's fine. We'll come in now. Balcazar will continue on in 5th place at the moment, going with that long strategy. Right, we have to pit in Balcazar now for the medium tyre. She's really wearing out now. So the mediums, if we're being optimistic, we want these now to go 17 laps. Will that take her to the end? No, it won't. It will be 40 laps. It'll be 40 laps only. So it's not going to take her through to the end. So actually, we don't want to pit quite yet then. We want to stretch this out a little bit more. If we can eke out... What do we need to eke out? We need to eke out 2 more laps, potentially. So I need to try and eke out 2 more laps from her. We're not going to because of the fuel. She's going to be on low fuel. So actually, let's just push it in this lap. We'll eke out 1 more lap at least. Eke out 1 more lap at least. And now we'll come in. So we've eked it out as much as we can. We'll now fill up to the end of the race and try and go right to the end of the race with this set of mediums now. So this will be... How many laps of fuel do we need? We need 19 laps of fuel. If we're going aggressive with the fuel... To try and counteract the fact we're going to conserve tyres, we'll want maybe 21 laps of fuel in it. So that'll bring her out in around 8th or 9th. So it's not too bad. Gearbox though needs fixing. So I'll add 16 seconds on. So let's go a little bit. Oh, that's not going to make a difference. So it's going to be a 16-second pit stop. Oh, well, we're going to have to go for it. We'll have to go for it to fix that new gearbox that obviously she's using. Okay, gearbox change. Good. Okay, pretty decent. Actually, pretty decent use of everything there. So... We're going to keep it on conserve at the moment in 7th and go really, really long with her. We'll put it on high at the moment for the fuel. Actually, no, we'll burn fuel right now. Meanwhile, Cruz in 2nd place at the moment. Looking good on the soft tyres. Looking good on the soft tyres for now. Although the thing is, we just don't have another set of softs like this. This one could go to the end, actually. If we really stretch these could go to the end then. So we could actually avoid the medium tyres completely with Cruz. We just have to make sure that this set goes a little bit longer, actually. So let's go conserve with him and go a little bit longer in this Grand Prix with this set of softs. Okay, we're going to go down to 3rd there now, because Flores on a new set of medium tyres overtaking us. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. We'll come back at him, we'll come back at him. Here we go, we're into 1st place now. Some people have started to wear out on their tyres, so looking dandy at the moment. Although we get held up by blue flags a little bit there, unfortunately, but we're looking good on the fuel for Balcazar as well. Continue on, 1.9, that's enough. So we've got a high attack now. Push on, push on. 1.4, 1.5, so he'll just about get to the end of this lap now on this amount of fuel. So he'll just about get to the end of this amount of fuel. So we're going to pit in now for a set of soft tyres and go to the end now on this set of softs. Okay, here we go. This set of soft tyres. Oh boy, they really need to go quite a distance now. Okay, so that's going to be 12 laps of fuel. We'll go 13 laps of fuel, bang on. Engine's looking a little bit worn. How much will that add? Ooh, 9 seconds. I don't know if that's it. Ooh, that doesn't actually change. That doesn't change our position there, so I think it's worth to change the engine, just in case. We'll go for a fast pit stop there. We'll pit in. We'll pit in now. Okay, here we go. Fill her up, governor. Okay, great refuel, great on that. Okay, now we go neutral, high. We go conserve, actually, for now. We'll go conserve for now. Really save these tyres right now and keep it for the end of the race. Right, Cruz is up into 4th place at the moment, although he's really getting held up by these slower cars here. You can see the blue flags. And again, this is something that's not been patched yet in the game. The blue flag cars just lose you way too much time. So at the moment, Cruz is in 4th. I'm just hoping that people really start to wear out their tyres. And our good pace, our decent average pace along every single lap is good enough. We've also got some excess fuel to burn, so we'll keep on burning that. And just about managing that. I just need these guys to really wear out their tyres really quite a lot. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We're going to push right to the end. But it's not going to be enough. We're going to stay in 4th place. And we've not done it. We've not got the freaking objective there. Balcazar finishes 6th, so we get points, double points. But blue flags. I'm going to blame blue flags because we got held up about 3 different times there with Cruz at the end. And 3rd place wasn't too far up the road. Look at that. 23 seconds to 35. he was only, you know, what's that, 7-5, he was only 12 seconds up the road, and Cruz had much better pace than him. He had much better pace, So, it's frustrating. Look, that's how much time he lost, 3 seconds a lap nearly, 49 to 52. He was nearly doing the same lap time as Balcazar. You know, he's literally like only 1.5 off Balcazar's lap time. Just showing you how much the blue flags really hindered us. There is a patch coming, I do know that, for this game on Thursday that will sort that blue flag issue out. But that's really unfortunate. We've missed out on second place, I think, pretty much because of that. I think we could have perhaps have caught up. But alas, we tried our best. We tried our best. Maybe it's just too much. It was too much of a good thing, wasn't it? That much amount of money. 4th and 6th in the Drivers' Championship still, so still looking okay on that front. And the Constructors, we've now actually closed this gap to 7 points to second place, Mclaren Racing. So, we could do this. Do you think... Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I can do this, guys? By the end of the season, 2 races to go. Do you think we can get this 7-point gap and just about sneak second place there? And that will be best of the rest. Won't be upgraded to the, obviously, F1 League, but it'll be best of the rest. So that will be really, really cool. We could do that in our very first season, but it's going to be very, very close. But some great progress in this season. It really has been. So our things dandy. Our chairman's nice and happy. We lose 500,000, unfortunately, though, from that weekend. So we're down to 1 million, but we have bought that new gearbox in doing so. So it's still looking pretty decent. We managed to buy one entire new part and still 1 million in the bank. So that's okay. In terms of the mail, what's going to be here? We got an interview, which we'll do quickly. Seemed to be a very testing weekend. Wasn't his day. I'm backing him to bounce back. Yeah, it just wasn't to be there, unfortunately. Wasn't a great drive. Nothing to worry about. I'm sure she'll bounce back. Yeah, unfortunate there with the way the medium tyres wore out right at the beginning on our first stint there. But yeah, there we go. That's going to be the end of the episode, guys. So if you have enjoyed that, hit that like button. Let's try and get over 1,000 likes for this episode, guys. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly 4-on content. I've been out for home during the rest of the day, and I'll see you guys next time.